Hey, how's it going? I'm back. Oh my god.
It's been too long. I have been neglecting my stream. I don't know why. Laziness? I don't know. Anyways, I'm so glad to be back. I don't have a lot to say, but as you can see,
We
we
got a
got.
new little thing going
It's
on here.
been
I'm gonna be
too long.
studying
I have
the.
been neglecting my
Uh-oh.
stream. I don't know why.
I got some double sound. Okay, here you go. Sorry, forgive me. I'm still figuring or remembering how to do this. Okay, so as you can see, we're gonna be doing the boring stream. I'm on a new journey to evolve myself from being just an software engineer into being a software enterprise architect or something in that world. I'm not quite sure what it means, but we're gonna figure it out. So yeah, if you're not familiar, there are certifications within the world of tech, within the world of business in general, and TOGAF is one of the certifications that people often get in order to support their careers as technologists and as people working in business, thinking about enterprise infrastructure and architecture. So, like I said, I'm a newbie at this. You're literally watching me at the beginning of my journey in this. I don't want to spend too much time tonight going into like my whole backstory of why I'm doing this. Maybe I'll do this in another. Um, Maybe I'll give like an explanation in another live stream when I have a little bit more time. It's quite late, so you're kind of catching the middle ish of my study regimen. I have a whole thing. I'm gonna try to study for the foundations part one and part two certification in the next 6 weeks, which is um, this website is not the best website, but let me see if I can find it. Not Archmate, it's the foundations. Oh, standard. Okay, so this one right here. Um, yep. So I'm gonna study for this one over the course of the next couple of weeks. I actually made this tool for myself. Maybe I will add this link to the description later on. But I made this study plan for myself where you can see how I use Gemini basically to make an interactive study tool where I have these prompts here, and these prompts are used in my own customized Gemini gem to generate the lesson plans for each day. So I'll go into all of this stuff in the next video. Like I said, I'm only gonna just finish my study session for the night, but go ahead and subscribe, and I will post a video doing a whole walkthrough of all of this stuff. I'm gonna show you just one last thing. 1 second. I don't want to put all my business out there, so I got it off screen. Um, where's it at? Okay, so I have this gem, this custom Gemini gem. This is what I'm using here to generate the content for my lessons. I found a PDF of the TOGAF 9.2 um, guide. So basically, they have this online interactive. Um, I don't know what you would call it, like just the documentation for TOGAF. I went and found a PDF version of that, and I uploaded it into my gem here. And I also gave it links to all the major resources. And then I just use this gem to generate the specific lesson plans for the day for what I'm working on. I also am using Notebook LM as well. Y'all just getting all the tea today. So I have this here. I'm putting the notes into here. And then sometimes I'm listening to an audio preview or audio review as well. So Google is helping me out. That's what I'm trying to say. Google is doing good by me. I only wish that I could use my gym with Notebook LM, but I know that they're like different pieces of infrastructure. So, anyways, there is a method to this madness. I'm on day one. So, today we're just learning about the whole idea of enterprise architecture, what it is, why people do it, learning some vocabulary words. I'm taking manual notes off screen on my little notepad here. And without further ado, I'm going to get back into it because, like I said, it's already late. It is 12:35. I might only have about 2 hours in me at the most. 2 hours, a couple bites of a burger, a cinnamon pull apart. This is not sponsored. And let's just go ahead and get to it. Okay. Okay, so I feel like this is a voyeuristic thing. You're like watching me in the intimate moments of my studying, but it's cool. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I was where was I in this? I was at this part here. We're talking about the viewpoint, architectural viewpoint. Serves as a critical guiding principle for constructing enterprise. Can I answer this as a comment? No, okay. Okay. It's a predefined perspective that establishes the conventions and rules for representing aspects of architecture. Defines the position from which you're observing the architecture. Okay. The position from which you're observing the architecture. The manner in which the architecture is represented from that position. That position. The types of models, notations, and level of detail. I use the Gemini Deep Research model to generate this document here. It's a template or a blueprint that ensures consistency and coherence across different views of the same type. It provides a structured framework that guides architects in creating views that are relevant, meaningful, and aligned with specific concerns of stakeholders. The viewpoint typically encompasses the following. Okay. Let's write that down. Actually, let's insert that. Where did it insert? Oh, that's a lot. That's too much. Okay. It's probably going to generate different text this time. I just need it shorter. It's too much. It's a little bit short, a little bit. It's actually different than the last time. Let's make this a summary. I am messing this up. Actually, you know what? It's fine. Let's just move on. Okay, so specification. Okay. Um, okay. Four primary architectural domains: business architecture, data, application, and technology. We're going to come back to this. Representation of holistic, multidimensional business view capabilities. Okay. End-to-end delivery. Okay. This domain defines the enterprise's business strategy, governance structures, key business processes, organizational setup. I'm getting the vibe that this specific certification is not just about the technology, but it's about the business as architecture itself. Okay, so focus on what business does, how it's organized, and how it achieves its strategic goals. What the business does, how it's organized, and how it achieves its strategic goals. Okay, so data architecture, structure of the enterprise's major types and sources of data, logical data assets, physical data assets, and data management resources. Okay, so application structure applications as groups of capabilities. Provide key business functions and manage the data assets. Technology, description of the structure and direction of technology services and technology components. Software and hardware capabilities required to support the business. Data application services support. Okay, cool. IT infrastructure, middleware, networks, communication, all of this. These four domains provide comprehensive structure for analyzing, designing, enterprise. While distinct, they are deeply interconnected. Business requirements define the business architecture. Defining the business architecture drive the needs of the data applicant. Okay, so business requirements drive the data and applications, which in turn dictate the necessary underlying technology. Wish I could underline it a different color. Through the process, through phase B, C, D, in the ADM. ADM is architecture development model. Architecture development model. Effective enterprise architecture necessitates understanding not only which each domain is in isolation, but also the critical interrelationships and alignments between them to ensure technology truly supports enables overarching business strategy. Changes initiated in one domain frequently ripple through the others, requiring a holistic perspective. Okay, this is a cool little diagram. Um, let's put a marker. Let's just do this. Okay. What information does a business use and manage? What software systems supports business functions and the technology infrastructure runs applications? So there's like a sequence, I guess is what they're saying here. Starting off with the business. And I put this in terms of like my own thing. I'm working on this app, by the way, y'all. Working on this app under the official brand new primitive homepage on GitHub. You know what I'm saying? Because we official, we live. But I'm thinking about like, how can I apply this to what I'm doing with my app? And so I guess the way to make this applicable is my business is. Oops, where'd it go? I don't need this one. So my business architecture, or just my question answer is my business for this comic app is I want to help comic book creators make comic page layouts more easily. Basically, I want to give them the ability to quickly assemble and determine the best layout with the help of perspective grids and panel construction, as well as possibly some help with story structure appropriate for the page layouts. I want to do all of that. So that's what my business does. How is it organized? I haven't thought about that part. So I think the organization it's just me doing it. So, but as far as functions within that organization, there's me as a developer making the software, right? Then there's me as the user experience researcher, trying to identify the type of user and what they would value, and then turning that into feature development. I also sort of operate as the marketer. Not yet, but like the idea is to make the product and then to make that product available and to scope out who would want to use this and to develop that relationship and hopefully proceed with the transaction from there. So that's what my business basically does. I it's just me. I'm making this software. I'm defining and exploring the user in order to generate balloons. In order to generate a clearer idea of what I'm making and why I'm making it, and then I am marketing this product with the intention to sell it, and or the intention to gather some type of funds through a transaction. The development part is not just writing code, but it's also managing a task board. I haven't migrated the task board over yet. Here, let me. I haven't migrated the task board, but I have a task board in my projects right here. So I gotta actually work on this. I gotta redo this. But I have a task board. I think my dog just pooped. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna have to go here in a second. I'm gonna have to go clean this up really quick in a second. Give me a few moments. But I'm gonna finish this. Okay, so I got that. The data architecture. I don't have a lot of data for my application. Um, the main thing is that there is data. Well, there's data in the actual application. I don't have like any customer consumer data, so it's just the data. Um, the data model for the actual app, which is structured around individual layouts and then collections of layouts. Um, so that data model might change, of course. I don't have any physical data. Um, I'm managing it. The data management is going to. This is going to be a locally ran application, so the data only needs to be organized on the system of the actual user. And then, as far as application, um, I don't have any needs for business support as far as the technology right now, but I will have the need for a delivery method because I will have to have some type of pipeline or system to get the actual application available, versioned, and updated for users who are using the application. And as far as technology infrastructure, I would need to have some type of host or provider that would allow me to run this application, or not, well, to host the pipeline for um, like the builds and the releases and stuff. Um, okay, so I'm gonna take a break here just for a moment. It's a good time for a break, anyways. Not really, but I gotta go clean this mess up, and then I'll be right on back. So don't go too far, and I'll be right back in probably like 10 or so minutes. Okay, I'm back. I successfully averted a disaster. I thought my dog had an accident, so I had to like briskly get up and go check on that. It turns out that he didn't, thankfully. I think he just has gas. It was really bad though. I was like concerned. I was very concerned. I gave him a probiotic because he has I don't know, he's some type of sensitive stomach. I don't know. Sometimes if I give him like too many treats or something, he'll get real. But I'm not gonna gross you out. Let me just say this though: dogs, particularly puppies, are disgusting. Ogu, my dog, he is, as of 4 days ago, he is 10 months old, and he's my soulmate. He's my soulmate. My spirit animal, my familiar. But he's disgusting. Okay, he's a big old disgusting, just German Shepherd, big as hell. He don't care about nothing. Oh, the worst part too is that it's raining outside, so like he does not know how to be delicate. He's not a delicate petite thing when it comes to mud. So yeah, but it's fine. Okay, so we're gonna get back to this. Okay, so basically for my business is very much focused on this business architecture level or domain, and this application architecture domain, and to a degree, or at least as far as software, this technology architecture. My business itself does not have, well, let me just say GitHub, I guess, would be considered technology infrastructure, and Windsurf, because I'm using agentic AI to create the software. So, yeah. Okay. I'm going to have to diagram this out at some point. Not now, though. I got to get through this. We're halfway through. I gotta finish this document, and then I gotta go read part one, all this over here. Okay. So part one. Okay, so there are 6 parts to the standard, and those are the parts here. So we got introduction, architecture development method, ADM guidelines and techniques, architecture content framework, enterprise containment tools, architecture capability framework. I let it instant because I can't be smelling dog fart. I'm sorry, I can't live that life. I was not made for this. Okay, so definitions and terms used throughout the standard. This is part of the primary focus of today's study. Okay, this is a core framework detailing step-by-step iterative cycle for developing an enterprise architecture. Okay, each phase. Okay, offers a collection of resources to support the practical application of ADM. Guidance on adapting ADM to specific contexts, like using iteration or applying it across different parts of the enterprise. And techniques for specific tasks, like defining principles, managing stakeholders, analyzing gaps, planning migration, managing risk, and capability-based planning. Okay. Describes a structured model for organizing architectural artifacts. Those are the things that I guess you produce, so to speak. new word here, ABB. You know, I love a good acronym. ABB stands for Architecture Building Block. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have never witnessed an architecture board or an architecture review board, but I know that at my previous jobs they've had one. They've always seemed like a mysterious fraternity or of sorts. Whenever I worked at like companies in the past, architects are always kind of like out of the way. I don't think I hardly. I think I maybe worked with one architect directly, but it was like a cloud architect, not really an enterprise architect, so to speak. There's a TOGAF library, and it is newer. Is that like a GitHub thing? Oh, don't tell me it's something that y'all trying to sell. You know, they love to sell things. Mhm. Wait, is TOGAF at version 10 now? I thought it was 9.2. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. What is the difference between 9.2 and 10th edition? Oh, so 10th is the latest one. Ooh, I might need to update my thing. Um, Wait, why is this site 9.2 then? Is there a 10? There's no 10. Oh, that's what this is. Oh. Let me get some help here, actually. Um, okay, this is good to know. There's probably not a whole. I'm probably not gonna have to do like a whole lot of refactoring, but I might need to update my gym and my stuff here. Um, I'm gonna finish tonight's study session up, but I'm gonna look this up real quick. What's the current version of TOGAF? I just love how we just use AI instead of Googling shit, which is also just using AI as well. Okay. I thought it was 9.2. Okay. Oh, okay, so I could still do. Okay. Okay, so I'm not going to be like missing out on a lot, but let's see if I can find the PDF. Can you find the 10 PDF for free? I don't want to pay for nothing. It's crazy how AI can find stuff. You know, I don't know if that's cheating, but whatever. Maybe I'll get to show you how I generate my lesson plan. Um, I want a free PDF. I want a free PDF. Search Google for free PDF of version 10. I'm gonna leave the typo. AI makes my typing less accurate, and I don't even try to fix it. It's crazy how you can get AI to go find something that you're not supposed to find. Oh, you ain't gonna find it for me. You ain't gonna find it for me. Okay. I don't think I need it per se, but let's just do this. Let me make a note here. I need to update gem with resources for TOGAF 10. So I need to just go ahead and update this. Let's change this to 10. And the y'all selling everything. Oh, okay, it's online. Okay. Should I make an account? I guess I should make an account. Oh, chow. I'm gonna do this later. White papers, reference cards. Okay, yeah. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna download all of the stuff from the library, and I'm gonna put that in my gem. All resources from library into gem, and then in my gem, I already have links here. I don't need this one. What is this one again? I don't need the pocket guide. I don't think I need this. We don't need this. I'll just say please use as primary resource and to contextualize your help when making study guides for participants must always okay, we'll put this here like this, and we'll update this. I'm gonna do my same thing for lesson number 9, but we'll redo lesson. I guess I'll show you this because this is gonna take a minute to generate anyways, so I can generate this while I finish up reading. So in my little React app here, I have the prompt that will create. Oh, I gotta update this too. Dang. Okay. Well, we'll take our prompt here and we'll just manually do it. So first things first, I'm gonna open up this here. And I'm gonna say act as a TOGAF 10 certified tutor. 10 I'm gonna remake my gym, this thing here. I'm gonna have to anyways. Um, but yeah, okay, so purpose and vision, okay. Actually, no. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm not going to generate this. I'm gonna show you how I would generate this though, but I'm gonna redo this from the ground up tomorrow, in my free time. But basically what I would do is I would use this here. I would take my prompt. I put my prompt into just the standard pro model here. The pro model is going to do its magic, and it's also going to go online and it's going to get whatever the relevant data is from the standard documentation. It has instructions to provide citations and stuff too, as well as like information about what to read from the actual direct text. Go back here. And then what I would do is I would take this whole thing here. So this is just I would call this like the shallow lesson plan or study guide. I would take this whole thing, I would hop over to the deep research model. I would paste this in here, and I would start off with some type of prompt up top, and I would say, the following is a study guide for day 2 of my TOGAF self-study plan. Please do an in-depth paper that covers material and that covers the material. I mean, it's gonna be like a good lengthy, depthful thing anyway, so you don't have to tell it to do too much. But I would take that initial study guide. That's what I would read over like real quick, like super fast, and then I would maybe do that the night before. You could also pop that into your notebook LM, and then do like an audio preview. So you see here I have the shallow. The shallow is that simple one. I would do the Gemini thing here. This is gonna come up with a game plan. I'm not gonna actually do all of this, but this would take my simple shallow study guide and it would like expand it out basically, and keep it on topic. And it takes a long time to do. Seems like it takes like 10 or 15 minutes. So you can see here, it's going to take all this stuff here, and then it has a game plan, and then it's going to go online and it's going to search across the World Wide Web or whatever to make like probably 15, 20, whatever page thing. And I prefer to do this because this is going to tell me what I need to know. And it's going to give me like explanations of things that I might not understand by just directly reading on the documentation site. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to go and I'm going to make an account, update my gem for version 10 instead. And then I'm going to generate the lesson and I'm going to restructure my Canvas app. And then when I do that, I'll put the link in the description below, so that if you out there in the YouTube land, for whatever reason are interested in doing this, you can utilize these same materials that I use. and make your life easier. Yeah, I don't want to do 9.2. I want to do the latest. Okay. So, connecting concepts, stakeholders, concerns, views, and viewpoints. All architecture originates from the needs of stakeholders. Individuals, teams, organizations with interest in the system being architected. Um, what is up with the formatting here? Effective stakeholder identification and analysis. Consider both formal and informal influence. These stakeholders possess concerns. So identifying and analyzing the stakeholder. Stakeholders have concerns, which are the specific interest, questions, or issues they have regarding the system. Understanding and documenting these concerns is paramount as they ultimately determine whether the proposed architecture will be deemed acceptable or fit for the purpose. So define the perspective, architecture viewpoints. Formatting on this is definitely off. Okay, this is a little bit redundant. We already learned this. Perspective, types of models to use, notation, okay, cool. Viewpoint standardizes the approach for constructing, interpreting a particular kind of view. Okay. Be generic and reusable. Oops. Generic and reusable across different projects. I think what this is saying is like whenever you come up with a diagram or a representation of a system from a viewpoint, the idea is that you can go back to that viewpoint and you can use it to help with other concerns that you might have in the future. So it should be representative of like, so it should be a representative viewpoint that could be useful and reusable for different projects. So, if, like for example, if I make a diagram or a viewpoint of like the data model, you know, from the vantage point of the application, then I want to make sure that it's reusable because I might, for example, have a new concern in the future about how to expand that data model, or I might have a concern in the future about how to refactor that data model, or I might have some other work in the future, and that same diagram from that viewpoint um, needs to be reusable. And the viewpoint is just saying that a viewpoint is saying that when you make something, that it is to serve a concern. Um, let's do this. Let's do this. Cons to architecture viewpoints. Can you give me an example of it versus just the architecture view? I cannot spell. uh, let me try this again. That's a terribly formed sentence, but it's fine. Okay, so the architecture view would be the complete detailed drawing showing the walls. Okay, so the view is the drawing. So the view is the drawing. And the viewpoint is different people looking at the same blueprint for their specific needs. Okay. Doing a little drawing on my piece of paper here. So architecture view is the holistic representation. Viewpoint is the specific perspective to address concerns and interests. Perspective to address concerns and interests. I just made that word up. That's not even French. Okay. Cool beans. Okay, so the blueprint remains the same, but the people looking at it have different viewpoints. So then what does this part right here mean when it's talking about reusable then? This is just a weird sounding. Okay, so then explain this. Am I the only person that sometimes is just like, I'm not gonna fix my typos? Like I spelled that wrong. Exelpane this. It's fine. Autocorrect and spell checking have just messed us over. But also, people didn't spell well in the past either, so let's not act like we were just like the best spellers in the world historically. People used to didn't even have standardized spelling for things. Okay, let's be honest. Viewpoints as templates or frameworks. They define a type of concern or a set of questions that are relevant for a particular. Okay, so viewpoints. Oh, I see. So viewpoints are like a set of questions that you use, or um, it's just like a set of questions you use so that when you're looking at a view, you know how to interpret it based on your concerns and interests. Okay. So viewpoints define the kind of information and perspective to take. So contain actual details and decisions. Okay, so let's see. So with a viewpoint, I can have a set of questions or processes that determine how I interact with or use a view related to a specific concern or interest, and those questions or processes might be reused for different views. Like, for example, they could be applied. The same viewpoints can be applied to a variety of to a variety of application architectures. Please tell me I'm right. Oh, I'm right. Well, unless you're just hallucinating, but hopefully you're not. Okay. That's all I need. I'm not going to read all this. Let's go back. Okay. Good to know. Okay, so that makes sense. This is like the two parts of the whole type of thing. Um, okay, so relationships summarize the process flows logically. Stakeholders possess concerns about systems. These concerns drive the selection or the definition of the appropriate Okay, so let's write this out. Stakeholders has concern about the system. Concerns drive the viewpoint. And then the viewpoints guide the creation of the views. Or the use. We'll just put views. These views are then used to communicate the architecture back to the stakeholder. Circle of life. Enable them to understand how their concerns have been addressed and validate the architectures. Okay, so so to this seems important. Let's make it bold. Let's just do everything. Okay. Yeah, so this understanding the purpose and the general content, that's important because the certification for TOGAF is two parts. The first part is a closed book assessment of like the foundations, like as concepts. But then the second part of the test is open book. So you're partially being tested for not for like all the stuff you can remember, but for your ability to navigate through the materials and then be able to answer the questions based on directly using the resources. Okay, so high level objectives of the AMD phases. Oh, excuse me. And where's man? This text here is teeny weeny tiny. That is the actual size. Yeah, TOGAF needs a UX designer. Oh, they have a search in the new one too. That's so nice. Uh-huh. Um, I don't think I like the way that this is structured. I'm honest. Um, because I'm just comparing this. So this is a nice little introduction. Okay, let's just assume that we were to start here, architecture development. So where would I find ADM in here? This is just organized differently. So I guess this here is really the same as this here. So maybe this is just really it. This is the main thing. Yeah. Okay, and then these are like sub. Oh, I see. These expand out. This is a really weird structure or like approach for like a website, but whatever. Okay, so this is the introduction section, which is this. It's just larger, I guess. And this is the ADM section. And it has all the guidelines. Okay, governance. Okay, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 parts. Okay, so this is all it right here. Okay. Not too bad. I don't know. I mean, the fact that there's a search here, that makes me feel better in my spirit, but whatever. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get through the rest of this. These are practice questions. Which of the following best describes the TOGAF definition of an enterprise? It's a collection of organizations that have common goals. I know that is correct. And it says here, okay, so this option directly aligns with the broad inclusive definition of TOGAF standard. Okay, cool. Which TOGAF architecture domain describes the structure of an organization's logical and physical data assets? That is data architecture. Boom, bam, bing, bop, boom, bam. Oh wait, yeah. I got it right. Okay. According, specifically focus on. Okay. So according to TOGAF, what is the primary purpose of the architecture viewpoint? To specify the conventions for constructing and interpreting a particular kind of architectural view. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so conclusion. Oh, here's some citations. Okay, cool. This is not what I'm going to look at today. These are all version 9.2, as you can see. Okay, cool. I'm going to come here and I'm going to just blaze through. So my schedule is meant to be 6 weeks. 6 weeks long. I was like thinking to myself, does that link to work? 6 weeks long, and as you can see here, I have plenty of time here left for review, or 3 days for review. And this schedule, by the way, is only assuming 4 days a week of studying, so it's very generous. Because one thing I've learned about myself, at least, is that I have to force myself to rest and to take a break from things because I'm terrible at assessing my actual mana or whatever that I have available, and I will burn myself out. So I'm just only going to study for 4 days a week, even if I have energy for more. So I have plenty of time. to do reviews and stuff. I just got to get through the material. I got to get to the point where I can comfortably fail at taking practice tests so that I can just start using the test as a direct resource to study. I can just look at what I'm missing, and I'll just have like some AI generated tests and whatnot. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get through this. Here are my notes, by the way. I don't know if you can see those. Let's do full camera. Let's get through this. Yeah, this is quite a bit to read. Okay. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of vocabulary. Um, but this is all the vocabulary I would need. So I'm gonna have to look at this a lot in the future, anyways. So okay. TOGAF standard is a framework for enterprise architecture, may be used freely by any organization wishing to develop enterprise architecture for use within that organization. Um, (1995). I was 5 years old. The department gave us permission to encourage a conversion one. Okay, starting with this from the sound foundation, the members of have developed successive versions of TOGAF standard and published each one. Okay, cool. Version built, center, okay, cool. Although works together as a whole, it is expected organizations will customize it during adoption and deliberately choose some elements, customize some, exclude some. For example, guidance and how to develop and how to architecture. Okay. Why is it needed? I don't know. Okay. Structure this document. Does the version 10 go over that? Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. Instead of reading through actually, I'm gonna power read through this. I am not gonna spend a lot of time on these diagrams because I'm gonna have to reread this over in version 10 anyways tomorrow once I get my materials prepared. So I'm just gonna zip through this. Architecture framework sets targets, KPIs, plans, and budgets for architecture roles. Okay, effective operation of architecture capability ensures realization of business vision, business capabilities drive need for architectural capacity, capability, maturity. Architecture capability operates a method. Business need feeds into the method, identifying problems to be addressed. So this is like other people's stuff. Okay. So then we have these things feed into the capability framework, which I have not learned about yet. In my study plan, the architecture development method is the second thing I'm going to learn. Often fragmented legacy or processes. Yeah, both manual and automated into an integrated environment that is responsive to change and support of delivery and business strategy. Addresses this need by providing a strategic context for the evolution and reach of digital capability in response to constantly changing needs of business environment. Um, Rapid development of social media, internet things. Furthermore, right balance between business transformation and continuous operational efficiency. It allows individual business units to innovate safely in their pursuit of evolving business goals and competitive advantage. At the same time, the enterprise architecture enables the needs of the organization to be met with an integrated strategy that permits the closest possible synergies across enterprise and beyond. More effective and efficient business operations, lower business operation costs, more agile organization and business capabilities. I'm getting into some real stuff, broski. You know, when I first looked into this enterprise architecture, I'm not gonna lie, I did not know what I was getting into. I was like, "Oh, this will help me architect some software." This seems like this might be something different, but it's cool. I mean, yeah, this is like a part of it. Um, when I did like I did like a comparison, like a matrix decision chart to figure out like what certifications to do, and in my decision, I could probably find it in here actually. I'm not gonna look, but I did it in Gemini, and it was saying that the TOGAF is one that is very useful. It recognized in a lot of places, but it is also very conceptually abstract, um, and can be used in a lot of different domains of business, not just the digital side of the business. So that's kind of cool because it's kind of getting me to learn things outside of just like software engineering concerns. More effective and efficient digital transformation IT operations. Seeing effective reach of enterprise through digital capability, bringing out components of our environment, lower software development, support maintenance costs, increase portability applications, improve interoperability. Okay, cool. Ability to address critical security, upgrade exchange system components. So this is stuff right here for my comic app that I'm concerned with right now, but I didn't even think of the other stuff. Better return on existing investment, reduce the risk of future investment, complexity, maintain return investment, business flexibility made by outsource. This right here, I think it was saying something before about vendor avoiding like vendor lock-in as well. Um, Information governing procurement is really available. Procurement's faster without sacrificing architectural coherence, ability to procure heterogeneous multi-vendor options. Yeah, so this is right here. Like, I think one of the things that I am trying to avoid with my software is, so like right now, the stack for my comic software, this right here, is it's a React front end, and it is a TypeScript backend with Node. And already with that, I am like kind of locked into like the Node ecosystem. Um, and React is so all encompassing as well. And also, both of those impose limitations because they're both higher level languages that are transpiled, and the runtime of Node is also imposing some limitations on performance and stuff like that. Um, so what I'm trying to avoid is lock-in that will hurt my app's ability to scale performance for the type of user interactions I want to have in my application. And this is a part of like my current strategy for my application is I want to migrate to use a different set of technologies, but I want to do it in a way that is architected and planned so that it's not all at once, and it's not sacrificing my ability to have a product that my customer or my customer users can actually use. So my number one goal is to get the application in a state where it can be deployed as close as possible to as is, using a stack or some type of delivery release method that um, can just be further adapted for new technologies. And so I'm thinking of using Tari. Um, this will have to be something I have to go back and architect and look at how it fits into like my greater plan now. But Tari is this like cross-platform tool for building applications where you have like a React JavaScript front end, and then you can have a Rust backend, and then Tari itself is also Rust as well. So this would allow me to maintain the same um, user interface code that I have, and then I can just make the migration to move the APIs into um, a Rust server, and then these two parts will be bundled together. And then once I get the Rust server and all the API endpoints um, migrated over, then I can re-engineer the front end, and that front end can be engineered with anything. I can move it over to Solid.js, which I know is more performant and lightweight than React, or I can go ahead and rewrite the front end using something like Rust or something else like that. Probably a lower level language like Rust would make more sense. Although there's some good argument for using C or C++ because I think for graphics and stuff like that, I don't know. I mean, I have to look into this more, but it seemed like there was just more supports and libraries and whatnot that are like mature for C and C++. But we'll see. But that's my goal right now is to make that iterative migration from the JavaScript front end to some extremely performant front end that's done with a completely separate language, but there's an intermediate phase between all of that. And I guess I have to consider. So my only concern right now is the application and the data part. I don't have like any other business concerns except for the release and the delivery strategy where I would need like some type of host. I know what I'm going to do before I go. I'm going to finish reading this and then I'm going to go on Google Draw and just sketch out some stuff real quick. Okay, so conditions of use, freely available for viewing online without any license. Alternative can be downloaded and stored under license, as explained. Okay, cool. No part of it may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted. Okay. They're delivering. Okay, cool. Yeah, awesome. Core concepts, TOGAF standard architecture is the context of what the hell does this mean? Y'all gotta start using English. I don't even know what this means. Y'all over here talking in bibble babble. Um, Let me get my bookmark saved because bookmark. Okay. What the heck does? By the way, did y'all read the story about how saying thank you to AI is costing like millions of dollars? And like that alone, like just like the little things that we say that are meaningful to humans and not meaningful to AI is like contributing to killing the planet. That's I think Sam Altman said that. I don't know. I don't know. Oops, my bad. Can you tell me what this means? One of my favorite hacks with AI, by the way, is sometimes I'll have it explain things to me like how I would explain to a kid. Okay, so ISO is International Organization of Standardization, International Electrotechnical Commission, and Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers. It's a standard jointly developed and adopted by these three major institutions. Standard numbers, unique identifier, and then the year version it was published. Okay, so if I Google that, then that will come up. Why are they using the 2011? Oh, okay. Wait. Okay. Okay, I'm getting off in the weeds right now. Oh, there's a website. I just felt angry inside, by the way, and like whoever named it this, whoever came up with this way of naming something, I feel just very angry and upset. I need to go to therapy. I need to talk to my therapist. If you're a first-time visitor, you may want to start at the frequently asked questions section or get started. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, this actually might be helpful. So ISO, IEC, and IEE are different organizations. So I might need to save these links then. Can you get me primary links for each? Oh, is that what it already did? Oh, okay. Well, I don't know why I'm dancing. The music was not that good. Okay. Uh, so, what's it called again? 42010. 42010. Oh, they selling this. How y'all gonna sell a rule book that people be needing? Four two zero 10. There's like a whole 4 people watching my YouTube channel. What y'all here for? It's boring over here. I ain't even gonna hold you. It's boring over here. Okay, so there's a new standard. This is old one. I wonder if the new TOGAF is utilizing the new definitions. And the core concepts page, does it reference that? Nope, it's still using 2011. Okay. Well then. let me put it like this. I am studying architecture and I want to have the best enterprise architecture. Sources from these three that are related so that I can use them for vocabulary and supporting reading when I prepare for TOGAF cert. I am ahead of my schedule, by the way. I didn't know I was gonna be on me. Oh my god, I'm tired. I thought I was gonna be on here for much longer. It is only 2 a.m. I got started way late. I gave myself 4 hours expected time to study. I think I started studying before the stream at like 11, 12, 1, 2. Yeah, I'm like an hour ahead of time. And I'm going to go to bed. I'm not staying up to 4. I don't know, 3 o'clock. Okay, so focusing on the enterprise architecture. Okay, course standard. Okay. Also, it's not even a. You have to purchase it online. Okay. Can you find the best online resources for and I'm tired, but I kind of want to go to the gym. I get like the random desire to go to the gym at the weirdest times. I want to find some links for these so I can put them in my bookmarks here. I think I might be over my head with these. Ooh, I still have my dessert. Damn cinnamon pull apart. Good thing I go work out like 4 or 5 days a week because this damn dessert get me messed up. Okay, so can I read it though? Oh, it's this whole thing. Okay, it seems like the. Oh wait, what? Okay, so this might be something for me to put in my gym. I'm gonna hold off on this, but yeah, so I can see how TOGAF is like basically based on some other standards that have been created. Um, who runs these associations? Wait, I just need to know. Is there like a president? Whose job is this? about the standards board. Oh, this doesn't tell me anything. Huh. Are they hiring? I don't see any careers links. Okay, why do you job? Okay, I've gotten into the weeds. Interesting stuff though. It's good to know. Let's pull it back a little bit. We don't need this anymore, and we'll come back to this later on. This is all useless now. Okay, so where were we? Business architecture, application architecture, technology architecture. Okay, got that part. Oh, phases of ADM. That's gonna be tomorrow's lesson, so I guess I don't. I'll just write that here. My only secret to learning effectively is to write and highlight everything. A person who goes through the effort to do all of that will likely remember and retain and integrate. If you only just read and digitally highlight, you will remember much less. The physical act of getting out your pen and paper, old school, and like actually having to transfer, that's what's going to get the learning going on. Okay, so there's a preliminary phase. Preparation and initiation activities required to create the architecture capability, or an architecture capability, including customization. Okay. My dog is gonna get a treat because he's been such a good boy while I've studied, except for when he was passing gas earlier and I thought he pooped, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, so phase A. So phases A. The scope of architecture development initiative, identifying stakeholders. Okay. Defining scope, architecture vision, approval to proceed. Okay, B is business architecture. Oh wait, architecture vision. Business architecture. business architecture to support the vision. Okay, information systems to support business. Sure. Technology architecture. All these are just to support the vision. Okay. Okay. C, D, E. Opportunities and solutions conducts initial. And solutions. Implementation planning. F, migration plan. I feel like I'm learning more about how to run a business just from doing this than anything else I've read, before. Honestly, this is giving me like just a different perspective of the context of how technology is used in business. I didn't think about all this stuff before. How to move from the baseline to the target architecture. Okay, moving. Okay, implementation, governments. Change management. So this is what a change management is. No one's ever explained it to me in this way before. When they say change, I thought change manager was just somebody who came in and forced people to do something that they didn't want to do. That's what I thought it meant. How about you? I thought a change manager was somebody who came in the room and said, "Hey, this is what we're doing now." That's what I thought a change manager was. Hey guys, we're making a change today. I'm managing it. The higher ups told me that we're gonna stop doing what you're doing. It's gonna be like this now. And anybody who doesn't like it can deal with the change manager, which is I. He, him. The one that manages the changes and whatnot. That's what I thought change manager was. But okay. So they established the procedures for managing change to the new architecture. I honestly thought that that change management was just like some fluffed up BS, but apparently it's actually an actual thing. How much do change managers get paid? I'm curious. I have to know. Wait. Oh, I mean that's a decent amount of money. It's not as much as I thought it would be. Um, that's pretty decent though. Huh. So solid income. 147. That's pretty nice. Yeah. Not too bad. Oh, okay. Well, okay. So A through H are the phases, with the preliminary phase and with some requirements management. A deliverable is a work product that is contractually specified and in turn formally reviewed, agreed, and signed off by stakeholders. The deliverables represent the output of projects, and those deliverables that are in documentation form will typically be archived at completion of a project or transition into an architecture repository as a reference model. So architecture repository, is that like architecture is, what does that look like though? I had a job once. I'm not gonna say what it was, but they had architectural decision documentation, but that stuff was just like, I don't know where it was stored. I think it was stored in like GitHub or something. Um, I bet there's like some type of standardized application that is used to house this stuff. Okay, we'll come back to this. I don't want to get into the thick of it today. This is a lot of information. I understand some of this. Um, okay, architecture, context, and requirements. Contextual factors shape architecture. Generalized for reuse, adaptation for reuse. Okay. Okay. Um, deployment. Okay. Okay. Where do I even start with this damn thing? What am I looking at? Hmm. Okay, let's see what's happening here. So the architecture landscape is the main show, and there things here in this architecture landscape are structured according to this whatever this meta model is. Um, and then whenever something is made really well according to best practices, it becomes a reference. And then there are standards that also have to be applied to things in the architectural landscape. So these reference is what is like best practices create references. They also create standards. Um, the solutions come from the architecture landscape. The solutions are what the business need or what helps address a concern, I guess. Yeah, things that are deployed. And then this repository is where you put all your things that are approved, like decisions and whatnot. Um, okay. Okay. Ugh. So it seems like you can have multiples of these. Um, this is very, very circuitous. I just want to see what the this here says. Oh, so if you get certified, you could get a part of the association. Cool. I like being a part of things. Okay. Okay, cool. And then definition page. I don't need to do all this right now. I'm not reading all these definitions. I'm not reading all 85 of these. Not today. Okay. Well then, that was a good study session. Huh. I had a long day. These are my notes. What we're looking at. Looking like you can't see these. You can't see these. You can barely read that. Where do I put this? My desk is real messy. Y'all can't see it. I got everything in the world on my desk. Okay, so that was my study session. I have some to-do items, I guess. But I did get through part one, and this actually was very helpful. Um, so my to-do items for tomorrow. I need to. Wait a second. Okay, yeah. Okay, so what I need to do tomorrow is I don't think I need to necessarily start over, but I need to migrate my learning efforts to version 10. For whatever reason, when I first started, I did not have the correct version in mind. Oh, this is a nice page. Let me go ahead and save this bookmark. Actually, let's save this page. Okay, so I need to first I need to update my gem in Google Gemini to have the resources that are aligned with version 10, and by resources I mean these. So I'm gonna have to make an account first, which I need to do anyways. To make an account, update the resources in my gem to version 10 after I download all of them. Excuse me. And then I need to remake this gem here to be TOGAF 10 or whatever. So I'm going to do all of that before I get on the stream. So probably like in the morning or so. And then I'm going to get back on the stream tomorrow. I do not have a dedicated time. But go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell icon, and then you'll know whenever I hop on. I'm planning, actually, I can tell you. Let me look at my calendar. So today, basically, is, so it's Tuesday. I'm planning on studying from 11 to 3 p.m. It's possible that could move back to noon, depending how tired I am in the morning, because it is already late and I have to be up in like 6 hours or 5.5 hours to go to the gym. So let's just say I'll be up at like 12 to 4. I got a date tomorrow, so I'm going to be pretty reliable in that time so I can get my date. Okay, so I'll be on tomorrow. After I do all of this stuff, I'm going to get this stuff done in the morning, and then I'll be on at noon tomorrow for the stream. And, oh wait, let's check the questions. I didn't even check the Q&A. I don't know. I don't think anyone asked any questions. I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm going to do all of that tomorrow morning, and then I'll see you here at noon, and then we're going to shuck and jive and groove, and we're going to get to day 2 of the study plan. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the technical reference model. I think, unless something big changes, that's what we should be doing tomorrow. Okay, so I'll catch you later. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. Thanks for stopping by the stream. My little cupcakes. Oh, there's 8 people here now. Why is the number going up? You know I'm about to get off of here. Y'all need to stop coming over when I'm getting off of here. Playing tricks with my mind. Playing tricks with my mind head. Okay. For real, I will catch you later. Adios.